Hello, my dear class 10 students, welcome back. So today we will start the part 2 for science chapter 4, that is carbon and its compound, okay? Carbon and its compound. Now, it's been long, but I have given, in the first part, okay, I've given you the introduction about this chapter, right? So, we have already covered hydrocarbon and the saturated hydrocarbon. So, hydrocarbon, this means an organic compound that have only hydrogen and carbon, okay? Now, this hydrocarbon, we have two types where we have completed saturated hydrocarbon, okay? Saturated hydrocarbon. So we have discussed about this. We have also I've given you an example about the saturated hydrocarbon. So this is a type of hydrocarbon where there is only a single bond, okay? Where there is only a single bond. And example, alkane family, right? So we have discussed about this in our last class. So today we'll discuss about unsaturated hydrocarbon, okay? Unsaturated hydrocarbon, and like I have said, we have two types of unsaturated hydrocarbon, that is alkene and alkyne. Clear? So students, unsaturated hydrocarbon, okay, are those hydrocarbon where there is a double bond or a triple bond between the carbon atoms, right? Double bond or triple bond between the carbon atoms. So alkene is where we get to see double bond between the carbon atoms, right? And alkyne is where we get to see a triple bond between a carbon atoms, okay? And let's recall the formula, okay? The formula. So formula for alkane. So this was the formula for alkane, right? And for alkene, this is the formula for alkene, okay? And for alkyne, -2. Clear? Now here N means the number of carbon atom, okay? N means the number of carbon atoms. Now, do you remember I have already discussed about the names of the carbon, right? If it's only one carbon, we say it is mate, that you have to remember, okay? Now, if it's 2 carbon means it, right? 3 carbon means prop, 4 carbon means boot, 5 carbon means pent, right? So you have to remember that one, and you have to refer to the last class notes, okay? Okay, so now we'll see some examples regarding alkene, okay? So alkene is a type of unsaturated hydrocarbon where there is a double bond between the carbon atoms, okay? Carbon atoms. So now remember, the first member of the alkene would be ethene, okay? The first member of the alkene would be ethene. Now, students, let's apply the formula and let's see some example, okay? So we'll see like when N is 2, okay? When N is 2. When N is 2. Clear? So we're applying the alkene formula. So students, we are getting C2H4, right? That means 2 carbon atom and then we have 4 hydrogen atom, right? So now, students, we got this formula using the alkene formula, right? So now, since we have 2 carbon atom, okay, and then here we have applied the alkene formula. Now, in order to name this one, in order to name this compound, you have to follow this word root plus suffix, okay? So this is a simple rule for to name the compound using this, okay, IUPAC name, okay, IUPAC. And this IUPAC, the full form is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, okay, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So this is, this IUPAC, they decide, okay, they set everything like in chemistry, okay. They are the big organization, okay. So we have a simple rule, okay. Now, 2 carbon atom means, like I have said, is eth, right? ETH. And then suffix. Now suffix, since this is about alkene, right? Alkene. So we will use this one, okay? Alkene, right? ENE. We have used this formula, right? So we are going to apply the ending, this ENE. So it becomes ethene, okay? ETHENE. The formula would be C2H4, okay? Now, this formula, here we have a double bond, right? So if you have to draw the structure of C2H4, then it will be in this way, clear? C2H4, the structure would be, we have 2 carbon, right? And then we also have 4 hydrogen, and there will be a double bond between the carbon atoms, right? Now, in order to satisfy and in order to fulfill the octet, okay, this carbon should be surrounded by 4 bond, okay, 4 bond, okay. So we have here H, 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 H. Now students, see this structure, and just from this structure also you can name this compound, clear? Now we have 2 carbon, right? 1, 2, that's why eth. And then we have this double bond, right? That's why ethene, okay? Ethene. So this is one such example for alkene, okay? So likewise, you can also try, you can draw the structure of 3 carbon, okay? When N is 3, you can also try the when N is 3, when we have 3 carbon atom in alkene, okay? So when N is 3, okay? This is about alkene, okay? Alkene. Now what we will do is, the formula is this one, right? Now we have C3, okay? Since now we are taking this one is 3, okay? So we have C3H, 3 into 2, 6. So C3H6 would be, now since we have 3 carbon, so the word root will be prop, okay? When we have 3 carbon atom means it is prop, okay? Now the suffix would be ENE, right? Since we are discussing about alkene family, so it will be propene, okay? Propene. Now similarly, we can also draw the structure, okay? So let's draw the structure for propene, okay? Propene. So we have 3 carbon, okay? We have 3 carbon and we have a double bond as well, right? Double bond. So done. Okay, so students, this is the structure for propene, okay? Propene. Now students, you see each carbon. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. He has already obeyed the octet rule, right? Now let's see the second carbon. 1, 2, okay, we don't have this one here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. So already obeyed the rule. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have this carbon has already satisfied the octet, okay? Octet. Now remember, okay, there should be only 4 bond, okay? It may be triple or double, but this surrounding carbon should have only 4 bond, clear? So students, I have given you 2 examples regarding alkene family, that is ethene and propene. So likewise, I'll give you an assignment to try for butene, okay, or pentene, okay. Now, let's discuss about this alkyne, okay, alkyne. Now, this alkyne is a unsaturated hydrocarbon where there is a triple bond, okay, triple, where we'll get to see triple bond between carbon atoms, okay, where we'll get to see triple bond between carbon atoms. Now, I have already given the formula here, and this formula is very important, okay? So you have to remember all this formula. Just by knowing this formula, you can draw any structure, okay? You can draw any structure. So let's see some example for this alkyne. Clear? Okay, so my dear student, this is the second type of unsaturated hydrocarbon, and the formula is this one, okay? So same as alkene, the first member of this alkyne family will start from carbon, would be ethyne, okay, ethyne. So now we'll start with when n is 2, okay? Like, see, for alkane we have started from 1, right? But for alkene and alkyne we'll start from when n is 2, okay? Because that is the first member of the family, okay? So now when n is 2, that means this n I'll write here 2, okay? Now H, now since this n is 2, 2 into 2, okay? See. Now minus 2. So I have C2H4 minus 2. That means C2H2. So this is the first member, okay? Formula for the first member of alkene. Now let's try to name this one, okay? The name of this compound. So we'll apply the same rule. Clear? Now, students, word root, okay? Word root plus suffix. Suffix. Now, word root means how many carbons are there, okay? How many carbons are there? Now, how many carbon atoms are there, students? Just by looking at this formula, we have 2 carbon atoms here, right? So it will be ETH, okay? ETH. Clear? Now, suffix. Suffix means which formula we are using. We are using formula for alkyne, right? Now, at the end, it ends with the last 3 word is YNE, right? Now, when we were discussing about alkene, we were using the last 3 word that is ENE, right? But now, since we are discussing about alkyne and we have got this formula using this alkyne formula, that's why the suffix will be YNE, okay? So it will be ethyne, okay? YNE, word root plus suffix. So the name of this compound would be ethyne, okay? So likewise, it is very easy. Just knowing the formula, we can get any, we can draw the structure and we can name any compound, okay? For alkane or alkene or alkyne. So this is the name for this one, okay? C2H2. Now, YNE means there is a triple bond, okay? There is a triple bond. Alkyne means, keep this in mind, there is a triple bond. Clear? So now let's draw the structure of alkyne, okay? Alkyne. Now, we are going to draw the structure of this one, okay? So this one, we got using alkyne formula, right? Now, alkyne means there is a triple bond. So how many carbon we have, students? We have 2 carbon, okay? So we'll write 2 carbon here. Now, carbon will always occupy the central position, okay? Carbon is the boss, okay? You have to remember. This chapter is all about carbon and its compound, right? Now, carbon will always occupy the central position. Hydrogen will surround, okay? Now, we have, this is to do with triple bond, right? So, students, there will be 3 triple bond here, okay? 1, 2, 3. Now, we have 2 hydrogen, right? So, 1 hydrogen here, 1 hydrogen here. So this is the formula for C2H2. So now just by looking at this structure, we can say that this is an alkyne family. Why? Because we are getting to see this triple bond. And now what does the rule says? This carbon, it has to be surrounded by 4 bonds, okay? Irrespective, it should be either double bond or single bond or triple bond, but this carbon should surround with 4 bonds. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has already satisfied and it is already obeying the rule, that is an octet rule, okay, octet rule. So I'm sure you are clear with this structure and how to name this compound. Clear? So students, we have already covered hydrocarbon and the types of hydrocarbon, that is saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon. So now let's discuss the next topic, okay? Next topic. Okay, so my dear students, now let's discuss about the versatile nature of carbon, okay? See, in a periodic table, we have 118 elements, right? We have many elements, but now here we're just, this chapter is all about carbon, okay? So now why carbon is that important? Clear? So we will discuss about the versatile nature, okay? Versatile nature of carbon, okay? Carbon. Clear? Or in exam, you know, like they can ask you the question like write the reason, okay? Or what is, give some points regarding the versatile nature of carbon atom, okay? Or why like carbon is why carbon plays a very important role, okay? Because it has a unique features, clear? Because it can form numerous compound, okay? This carbon can form a numerous compound. Now, the first reason for the versatile nature of carbon is catenation, okay? Catenation, I have already given you the definition in the last class, clear? But catenation is the self-linking property of carbon. Clear? The self-linking property of carbon. Now, see, just now I have shown you an example, right? So, see, such as straight chain. One such example is straight chain. Now, let's say propane, okay? Propane means I have 3 carbon, right? And then N, that means an alkane family, right? Alkane family. So it is to do only with the single bond, okay? So students, so this we call it as straight chain, okay? We call this one as straight chain. And now what about the branch chain, okay? Branch chain. Now carbon has also another very important property under the catenation, that is, this is straight chain, right? We also have a branch chain, okay? Branch chain. Say, now let's use example butane, okay? Butane means 4 carbon, right? So 1, 2, 3. Now, students, if we count this structure, okay, this is different. This is butane, okay, butane. But butane, I can also show in a straight chain like this way, or I can also do this way, okay, branch chain, okay. Now, when we look at this structure, everything is single bond, and every carbon obeys the rule, right? So, this is the structure of butane in a branch chain way. Why branch? Because now the other carbon is coming down here, right? So this is a branch chain, okay? Now the other property that I'll discuss about catenation would be in a cyclic structure, okay? Cyclic structure. Now under the catenation, we have discussed straight chain, branch chain, right? Now there is another structure that is, let's say, hexane, okay? Hexane. Hexane means 6 carbon, right? Hex means you have already studied in maths, right? Hex means 6. So this one and this ANE means alkane. That's a single bond. So I can write this in this way as well, okay? I can show this in a straight chain, or I can show this hexane in a branch way as well. But if I have to show this hexane in a cyclic way, then, or we call it as in a ring shape, okay? Why ring? Because it's all cyclic. Okay, so students, this structure, we'll call it as cyclohexane. Okay, now this cyclo comes because it is cyclic in structure. Okay, so these are just example under catenation. Okay, so this is the uniqueness of carbon, ability to link itself. Okay, self-linkage property of carbon atom. Clear? Now, students, this is one very important point under the versatile nature of carbon, that is catenation. Okay, catenation. And the next, we have 2 points. Okay, we have 2 points. Next is tetravalency. Okay, tetravalency. Now, this tetravalency, this one I'll just give you an example. Okay, tetravalency. Now, this you have already studied about the shells in the class 9, right? Now, carbon, if I have to draw its atomic structure, then carbon, it has 6. The atomic number for carbon is 6, right? So, we start from the first orbit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, in the outermost shell, okay, which is the outermost shell? This one, right? Now, in the outermost shell, how many electrons we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So, tetra means 4, okay? So, now see, we have 4 valence electron, okay? We have 4 valence electron in carbon atom, okay? And in order to fulfill the rule, or in order to fulfill the octet, carbon needs how much? Octet means 8, right? So, and this is the goal, this is the rule. So, in order to fulfill this one, carbon needs another 4 electron, right? Which he will achieve by sharing, okay? So, that's why the second point is tetravalency. Clear? So, we have discussed about the versatile nature of carbon. So, you can note down the first point, that is catenation, and second, that is the tetravalency. Okay. So, that is all for today, my dear students. We'll continue with another interesting topic under this carbon and its compound in the next class. Thank you.